So what Andy Warhol was to pop art, what the Beastie Boys were to hip-hop, Stacy Peralta was to skateboarding, a pioneer.
Now this is a skateboard.
Kicked skating into the future, made a massive cultural impact, and helped pave the way for extreme sports. Stacy grew up in Venice Beach, was a good surfer, but when the waves were less than epic, he just took to the streets with fellow future legends, Tony Alva and Jay Adams. Together, they were the Z-Boys, named after the Zephyr surf shop that sponsored them. You see, Stacy was among the first to see the earning potential of skating. He co-founded the incredibly successful skateboard company called Powell Peralta, and then went on to coach and manage a team of hardcore skaters called the Bones Brigade, hand-picking an 11-year-old who would become the all-time great, Tony Hawk. The Brigade revolutionized the way the sport was marketed, even released the very first of many skate videos. Now, after that, Stacy turned his focus to filmmaking. He wrote and directed Dogtown and Z-Boys, a doc about the rise of the 70s skate scene that he and his pals made famous.
For some reason, by doing something that everyone said was a waste of time, we ended up influencing kids all around the world.
Hollywood liked what they saw and asked Stacy to write a feature film about the early days of the sport. It became Lords of Dogtown, starring Emile Hirsch and the late Heath Ledger.
There are going to be hundreds of skaters from all over the country, and we need to shut them down.
That experience wasn't totally satisfying for Stacy. We'll ask him about that. But back making docs, his latest one is called Bones Brigade, an autobiography. It is an oral and visual history of those gods of hardcore skating who defined the sport that people love today.
Stacy had that influence upon us. We, in turn, started to influence each other. It's a form of synergy. We all sort of shaped one another.
Please welcome to the show, Stacy Peralta. All right, man. Thank you. Welcome. Thanks for doing this. Congratulations on your film.
Thanks for having me, man. This is an honor.
It's good to see you. So this is there are people out there, some who may not know who you are, and there are people in here right now, including people on our show, who are freaking out that you show up, right? Because.
All right.
Because obviously you're a part of something that has become something.
Yeah, that none of us expected.
At all.
Yes, them and me and you as well.
That's right.
None of us expected this in our lifetime.
Just take me back to what Venice Beach would have been like when you were coming of age. Like what Southern California was like, because
well, you know, traditionally today, beaches are very affluent communities, correct? Yeah. Because there's very little beach.
Yeah.
And so all the rich people moved down there. In the 70s, it wasn't like that. Venice was a semi-ghetto. And it was all working class people to very low class, and it was a rough and tumble place.
And skating, of course, it also connected to surfing, which is enormous.
Well, that's what we all wanted to be professional surfers. Yeah. And skateboarding was a secondary thing that we did. It was a second love. Yeah. And we did it to supplement our surfing. But we didn't realize that it was skateboarding that was going to really, propel us around the world.
I want to play a clip that's, I think, crucial to a lot of people's development, certainly as a filmmaker.
You're playing clips?
Yeah, watch.
On another day at Malibu, here's the local Steve Prieski mixing it up with the crowd.
Is this Cosmic Children?
That's a film called Cosmic Children, 1970.
Yeah. Yes. How'd you find that?
That's a big impact on your life.
Huge, huge. It was the first surf movie I've ever been to in my life. It was the first time I'd ever been around, quote, the tribe that I was becoming a part of.
Right.
And it was shocking. I'm a little kid looking around going, oh my God, these are all my idols, the guys I see on the beach, the guys that are so good in the water. And all of a sudden, everyone's in one place, no parents around. The lights go out and surfing comes on this gigantic screen, and it was so eye-opening and so shocking as a kid.
Is that why you started filming and taking pictures?
No, not at all. I never thought I was going to be a filmmaker.
Because this is the most interesting thing for most people who grew up in this country, if it's hockey or baseball, or in the States, football, or pick a sport, basketball. Most of it happened way before you could record it.
Yes.
So the legends, the first time you saw a slap shot, that we don't know. We just hear about it, but it's not in our life. Your stuff was documented.
Yeah.
You have the beginnings, and then the end, and then the rebirth of
I'll tell you why it was documented. First of all, there was the invention of the 8mm camera when we were kids. And so when we started riding these backyard swimming pools, we actually wanted to see what it looked like. We'd never seen it before. So I bought one at a thrift store, and I would take it occasionally to these sessions, and I would shoot, Tony Alva would shoot, the other guys would shoot. We'd go home and develop it and see it for the first time. We weren't doing it to make a movie. Right. We simply wanted to see, what does it look like for us doing this?
Right.
We'd never seen it done before.
And how big a deal is it when you were able to see yourself back?
That was huge. Huge. Plus, we're all looking at each other to make sure that we had the correct style and that we're doing it properly, that we look beautiful. That was a big deal, man. You had to look beautiful doing it.
Yeah. But, you know...
No, because if you didn't, that was such a huge mark against you.
Really?
Oh, my God, yes, man. Because remember, this is before the age of the extreme maneuvers.
Right.
We weren't doing extreme maneuvers, but we were doing a technique that was extreme. Right. But we were just going up and down. So it was simple. But being simple, you wanted it to look sensuous and smooth, and you wanted your body positioning to be perfect.
It was also before the time of the properly itemized skate culture, skate shoes, skate shorts.
There was no skate.
You guys were wearing bathing suits, and it was a completely different
we were wearing
style.
basketball knee pads. It was crazy. I cannot believe that I didn't lose my life in someone's backyard that I didn't belong in.
Right.
Because of what I did, we did so many things that were, when I look back on my life now and think about what we got away with, it's unbelievable.
Instead of jumping into a pool just to go swim, and you'd be breaking in and just that kind of stuff to skate?
Yeah, all the time.
When did you realize skateboarding was mainstream?
I think it's after I left the sport. Yeah. I think when Tony Hawk did his 720. Yeah. I realized, oh wow, I didn't think this was going to happen in my lifetime. I didn't think in my lifetime skateboarding would be on TV shows, on commercials, and whatnot. Just didn't think I'd see it.
Never mind
that. And I say that because we were arrested so many times growing up and told that we were vandals and worthless and that our lives were going to go nowhere. And so when you get into this mindset that you're doing something that they consider worthless, you never imagine it's going to become mainstream. It's impossible to think that way.
You also saw the negative side of the first run, right? You saw.
I was with. Yeah. I had lived as a professional skateboarder, and I knew the pitfalls, and I knew that you can be seduced by the fame and the money, and you can start believing, yes, I am this cool, yes, I am this amazing, yes, this is going to last the rest of my life, and it doesn't. It does not last for a very long time. And I wanted these guys to understand this. You have a short time here, make the most of it. Don't come out of this looking back going, damn, I missed it.
Tony Hawk, who people know Tony Hawk as an icon now, they don't know Tony Hawk's story.
Well, the thing is, I think people mythologize Tony Hawk. They look at him now, he's the most recognizable alternative athlete in the world. Most recognizable. Yeah. Has a high IQ rating, his high IQ rating is like, Michael Jordan. And here he is, when he was a little kid growing up, becoming Tony Hawk. He stumbled, he had terrific obstacles, but most importantly, the people in his own sport didn't really like the way he did what he did. Right. They didn't like the way he skateboarded. Yeah, and they gave him a lot of crap for the way he skateboarded.
People hated on Tony Hawk when he was young.
Yes, big time.
So, okay, so Tony...
and we deal with that in the film, that he struggled with this. And he struggled with the fact that he couldn't be accepted. They didn't want to accept who he was. What no one realized at the time was that Tony was doing tricks that were 10 years ahead of their time. But everyone else was looking at him and expecting him to fit in, and he wasn't. He was too far beyond.
The really fascinating thing is I think you guys also invented a way of sports marketing. And I don't know if you were aware at the time you were doing this, but the way marketing changed with you guys, you took skateboard ads with skateboarders, and there were no skateboards in them. There was no mention.
No, it was all about ideas and image. It was imagery and it was ideas, and it was a way to showcase their personalities.
How did you know to do that, or did you know to do that?
I did know to do it because I was smart enough to hire Craig Stesick to do it because I knew I couldn't do it myself. And I knew that we had to break the tradition. We couldn't just have pictures of our products because no one cared about that. They didn't care about that. What people want is they want something to cling to, a dream. They want a dream to cling to, and we were there trying to create a dream, a mythology about our company.
But how did you know that? You were young.
Because when I was young, I was searching for that myself, and I didn't find it.
What about Lords of Dogtown? What were your thoughts on that?
Well, it's really your thoughts. It's not mine. I was involved in trying to make it work, but it's whatever it is.
I mean, that's an answer.
No, but I just, when people ask me, what do you think of your own films? I make films I want to see. Yeah. That's it. I'm in this to make films I want to see. I'm not in this for a career.
No, I understand, but the reason I ask is that...
But we all tried to make that, certain things about it worked, certain things didn't.
But it's the idea of taking a real-life story that you've documented so well and then have it fictionalized.
Yeah.
What's that experience like for you?
I wouldn't do it again.
Why not? I
just wouldn't do it again. It wasn't, I didn't enjoy it.
It's a different beast.
It's just a different deal. What I like about making documentaries, because I did get seduced by Hollywood for a while. I did go down that track. I wrote a number of screenplays for the studios. Man, you spend so many hours and hours in meetings and having to sell everybody and this and that. And it's a waste of time, man. It drives me nuts. When I think up a documentary film, I go out and find the financing, I make the film, a year and a half later, I have a finished film. Yeah. And I don't waste a lot of time, and I like that lifestyle. I don't make a lot of money doing it, but it's fulfilling to me. When I do the Hollywood thing, it's just nothing but meetings and talking and blabbing, and that's not my thing.
Are the Bones Brigade still bros? Are you guys still close?
Really close. Very close, all of us. Yeah? Yeah, we've had a fantastic experience on this film, showing people and being together. It's been great.
You guys, the documentary is called Bones Brigade, an autobiography. Had its international premiere at the Hot Dogs Festival in Toronto. It's been a real treat. Thanks, Stacy.
Cool, man. Thanks so much.
Stacy Peralta, everybody.